happening. It's happening right now.
On the 6th of February 2023, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck Turkey and Syria, killing over 55,000 people. Millions of others lost their homes. In the city of Aleppo, in Syria, over 150,000 people were made homeless. This is where Hussein and his family live.
Imagine you are in work. Suddenly they come and they close your market, your places, and go home because there is bombing.
I met Hussein 2 years ago when I interviewed him for War at My Front Door, a short documentary in which we explored what home meant to him. In April 2023, 2 months after the earthquake, he agreed to tell me about his experience in the following interview.
My name is Hussein. I'm from Syria. I live in Aleppo city. I'm 21 years old. I study English language and I'm going to graduate the next year.
You live in one of the worst affected areas. As someone who was there, can you describe the day it happened?
The 6th of February, 4:17 a.m. We were all asleep. You know this feeling when you sleep like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and you were so exhausted, you know? And after that, somebody wakes you up. You feel like you're not, like your brain is not working right. In my dream, I saw the dream was shaking, you know, but I didn't know that this is real. My sister waked me up. Everything was shaking so crazy. You won't believe it. The whole house, like, just shake it. And I told her to leave, to go. And I was still at home. I didn't just, I need a second to realize what's going on. I would be lying if I told you that I didn't get scared. I got scared, but not because of the shaking, you know, but the sound of people, you know, like people screaming so crazy. You know, the worst thing in my entire life is the first time I hear the sound of the building, you know, the rocks, the walls of the ground. And the second thing that made me scared, if you can remember, a week before that, when I told you that a building close to my street just fell down.
The building had collapsed because the foundations were too weak?
Yeah. At that second, I thought maybe it's time for our building to collapse. I didn't realize it was an earthquake. And after that, I waited by myself, a little bit like talking to myself. I got the TV down. And then I took the key because nobody took the key. I went down.
So you were
and
the
I
last
saw,
one in your house? Everyone
Yeah.
left and you were the last one?
Yeah.
Did you not realize how dangerous it was?
No, just like I told you, I was sleeping. When I came down, I realized that this is an earthquake. Everybody was standing there and just don't know what to do. And actually, the first one, it was so because it was the strongest one. It was 7.8 at Richter scale. It lasted maybe about 85 seconds. After that, it stopped. And actually, I always watch like educational videos, like how to do if. So I know like how to deal with these situations. So I told everybody to go somewhere like there are no buildings around. 60 meters away from here, there are roundabout. Everybody went, but I told my family to wait for me there because they were not like wearing shoes and so on, you know. And it was raining so crazy that night. It was so cloudy and stormy. It was raining cats and dogs, elephants, lions.
I remember the voice messages you left me. I could hear the rain behind you.
Hey, how you doing? Inshallah bkhair. How's work doing? I hope you are okay.
I told my family like wait for me there so I can go to home again, like to get shoes and stuff, you know, jackets. First earthquake was stopped. My sisters told me she want to go with me, like to help me, like to get the stuff. But at that second, I don't know how did I know that a second one's gonna happen, like after minutes. That's why I told her like to go. It was 6.5.
That's still huge.
Yeah. I went up and my house in the third floor. When I got to almost the second floor, I felt like it's beginning to shaking again. That second, like I stopped. I didn't realize what to do, like should I go down again or like just keep going up?
What did you
And
do?
it was shaking. I got up.
Why?
Yeah, I got up and
Did you not realize it was gonna get bad again?
no, like nothing to lose, you know. I opened the door and got the stuff. Everybody just escaped from their homes except for my neighbors here. They are maybe 80 years old. They couldn't run, you know. I got the stuff. I went to the roundabout again and I saw like more than 500 people waiting there, like scared. And this one is crying, this one is like screaming, yelling. Most of them were not like wearing shoes or jackets.
It must
Yeah,
have
I
been
was just
so
like,
cold.
yeah.
It was very violent.
Just waited there for 2, 3, 4, maybe until 8 a.m. We went home again. The door was opened and the lock was broken. We found some stuff stolen. Not only my apartment, the whole building almost, you know. Like here, it seems that they are not afraid of anything.
You told me the floor above you had collapsed, right?
Yeah, the fourth floor, yeah.
And you live on the third.
Yeah, the fourth floor was already pretty damaged because of the bombs and so on. And that's why it was
Okay.
so weak. And my father wasn't there. Before the earthquake, he went to get some bread very far away from here. Because of the earthquake, signal towers, a lot of them just collapsed. And I called him a lot, but he wasn't like responding. We stayed there for maybe 20 minutes. After that, another 5.4 happened again. We went outside again. That's when I sent you the video of the cars. Do you remember? Like the cars are broken. After that, we went to the garden because the garden is like kind of safe place, you know. There are no buildings around it, but it was very like crowded.
So at that point, were people already looking under the rubble?
Yeah, but there were just hammers and those stuff, you know, just looking by using their hands. There are no like big cars like to get the rebels out. We came back home again and we said like, it's over now, like nothing's gonna happen. It was 9 a.m., 10, 11, 12, nothing. After that, it was 1:25 maybe. A strong earthquake happened. It was 7.5. I was sleeping again. Yeah, because I didn't sleep well, you know. Maybe I slept maybe an hour. That's when like my mother just wake me up, let's go. We ran again to the roundabout. And it was raining again, crowded people again.
Changing our place again.
I remember you sent me messages.
Just this is my advice to you. Whatever you want this life, just do it, because life is short. And another hard earthquake happened 10 minutes ago. I don't think I'm gonna make it this night.
I was very sick. It was so cold under the rain, and actually I didn't sleep. The situation wasn't stable, and that's why that like made me think that.
I don't know, maybe this video will be the last video I'm sending to you. See? This damage happened last night.
In this situation, the best people, the people who are not living in a building, they are like houses, like only one floor. These people were like the strongest people and the luckiest people ever. So we went to my aunt's house because their house was this kind of house, but it was full of people. And that's why we decided to go look for somewhere else. And we didn't find one. We stayed after the roundabout, like 200 meters, because it was like kind of safer. So we stayed there for the rest of the night. We still got no new news from my father.
And my father hasn't come yet. I'm gonna look for him after we find somewhere maybe a little bit safer and away from buildings, so on. Until then, just take care.
His phone was broken and I didn't know. And actually he went to search for us, but we were not here, you know, we were out.
Oh, wow.
And he was like looking, yeah, he was looking for us, but we didn't find each other. Maybe after that, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, I left a message. I wrote, I'm here. my father found it, and like we found each other. What made it so hard, you know, because my father works in medication stuff.
Like a storehouse.
Yeah, at that time it was so important for my father like to go there because thousands of people needed medication. We stayed maybe was it a week in the street?
In the open street?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you
Because
must
there
have
were
been so cold at night.
yeah, how lucky I am. We went back home after a week and everything is normal, moderate, mild, just happening, you know. It was okay. 20th of February, it was my sister's birthday. The electricity was at that time was from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., you know, 2 hours. The electricity went out at 8 p.m. After 10 minutes, the application gave me the notification of be careful, a strong earthquake is gonna hit in 10 seconds.
It's happening. It's happening right now.
It was 6.8 maybe. It was big, you know, it wasn't normal. So we went in the street again. The next day we went to my uncle's house. We had some problem with them. We went in the street again in another area. Stayed there and went to another uncle's house because I have 3, maybe 4 uncles here. Again, I had a problem with that because their house is so crowded, so that it's only like 2, maybe 3 rooms, and every room like we always like we all like just sleep together. There is no empty space like to sleep by yourself. No, and if you want to go to use the toilet, you will wait like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. I feel like you are in prison. Back in the street again, and after that we went home again.
At what point did you go to that garage? That was after you left another of your uncle's house? And was that a bit better than when you were in the streets?
Yeah, because at least you have a roof above you, you know?
Yeah, but you told me you couldn't close the door in case there was an earthquake. You had to run away.
Yeah, it's always open because there are no doors, you know? What if a big one happened? It would all just destroy. And that's why we just didn't close it. We were maybe 3, maybe 4 families in there.
When we made that video 2 years ago, we were exploring the concept of home and how many times you had to move homes in your own country. And in only a few weeks, it sounds like you were moving so many times.
The total number were outside of the house, you know, in streets, you can say it's maybe 20, maybe 25 days.
So this whole time, the earth shakes like just kind of all the time?
Yeah, every day. And even when I'm talking to you, like the application always gives me that notifications of the earthquakes.
Till now?
Yeah, every day, yeah.
When will it stop, do you know?
Maybe a year, maybe months, nobody knows. You should see the people here after the earthquake. All of the people of Aleppo suddenly have become seismologists. Like I actually know when earthquake happens, I can give it like, oh, this earthquake has to be 4.5, okay? And actually it's very close, you know? You should have seen the people here. The worst thing is the news between people. Suddenly some voices on WhatsApp just spread so crazy. Like, be careful, today, 7 a.m., a big earthquake is gonna happen. Be careful. And they all get scared, you know? None of it is true, none of it. 3 days before the earthquake, a Dutch scientist, his name is Frank Hogerbeets, posted on Twitter, on Facebook, and he said, sooner or later, a 7.5 is gonna hit Syria, Turkey.
Wow.
And it really happened. Before the earthquake, he had on Facebook 20K followers. Now it's about 500,000.
Yeah, I'm sure people will listen to him now.
Yeah, exactly. That was a problem too. People always just follow him. Like, what does he say? Oh my God, he said a big one is gonna hit. But only the first one and maybe the second one happened.
This whole time, did you get any humanitarian aid?
No.
Did you see any humanitarian workers?
Yeah. Actually, Syria got a lot of help from Arab countries, from India, China, Russia, and we got nothing. Like those aids, it's for us, right?
Yeah, but what was it?
Yeah.
Like food or medication,
Yeah,
blankets? What was it?
everything.
And you didn't see anything. You had to buy them if you wanted to access them.
Exactly. Actually, some people took, like for example, I know some people who got very damaged, survived collapsing building or something. People like us who still have their buildings up took nothing. For example, this uncle I talked about, his family is 6 people. The aid he took is not enough for one. The Red Crescent just like go on people's houses, write their names, count how many are they, and after that they send you a message, come and take something. 90 to 95%, boom, got away.
Did they have any tents for people who lost their homes?
I don't know, maybe. We got
Okay.
nothing. I saw tents, but I don't know if people got these tents from like humanitarian aids or they already had it before that.
Did you see the humanitarian workers coming and
Yeah,
try to save people?
First, when earthquake happened, for example, this building collapsed, okay? The first thing, local people just go and use their hands and simple stuff to try to reach the people under the rubble until the cars and the rescue teams come. When they come, they don't allow you to help them because it's very dangerous work.
Yeah,
So
I'm
they
sure.
just say, just stay away and leave us do our job.
And I'm sure they saved a lot of people.
Yeah, they came here and worked very hard, and they were huge people. I handshaked one of them. Like I just said hello, and just say my hands are almost broken.
When did you start feeling hope that it will get better?
I can't remember actually. Maybe when did we get back home? Maybe a month ago, maybe 20 days ago. I can't remember.
So for a whole month, you didn't know if you were gonna survive.
Yeah,
That's
not me.
a lot.
The problem is when you have family, you know. For example, my little sister was always just like crying. My mother was scared. That was the bad thing in this whole story, you know.
Is life
Maybe
more or less normal now? Everything has reopened?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
would
very
you say
normal now.
life is like it was before the earthquake again?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially like 10 days ago. Like for example, the park I talked about that was full of people. Like now it's empty. All people went back to their homes, you know.
Where did
Yeah,
the
it was full of
people
tents.
go who lost their homes?
So the area I live in, there are Kurdish army. It's not under the control of government. 3-4 kilometers away from here, they opened like big tents for these people, and they offered them food, water. You know.
Have people started rebuilding?
No, they just got the rebels out, cleaned it. You know.
Is it all gone now?
Some of them. Some of the buildings are still as when it collapsed.
And is the city very different now? Did a lot of buildings collapse?
In the area I live in, no, but other areas, yeah. Because those areas, it was very damaged because of the war, you know?
That's crazy because I've seen the videos of the buildings around your house and it looked so damaged. And now you're telling me that's actually not the
Yeah,
most damaged.
yeah, that's nothing comparing to those areas I'm talking about. You know, the most damaged area in Syria was my hometown. Is
Okay, what's it
very
called?
close to Turkey border. It's called Derrière. More than 80% of it is destroyed. I have so many relatives, people there. Is lost 13 from my relatives. You know, like my cousins,
13.
my uncle, his wife, and his son. His son is 1 year older than me. His youngest brother, the whole family died, but he survived, you know.
Okay. Wow, it must be
Yeah,
so hard for him.
yeah, he's maybe 1 year younger than me. Now he lives with his oldest brother, the one who died, you know, my cousin, his name was Mohammad. And he was the best one, like, you know, my best cousin. He was going to get married. And the bad thing is that area is under the control of rebels, bad people, similar to ISIS. And the worst thing in this earthquake in that area is that they got no help.
Zero humanitarian help.
No, they received nothing. It's not a small area, it's very big, you know? Nobody helped these people, like people under the rebels. All people just died. Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, like I got this here and I got this there. Why my hometown, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why like it makes me feel that I'm not going just to stay like this, you know? I just think that something is gonna happen to me. Like after all these, I've been through like wars, earthquakes, killing, slaughtering. It has to be something, you know. There has a reason. Yeah.
You're a survivor.
Yeah, maybe the next time we get like zombies or something.
Yeah. For sure they
Yeah.
will start in Aleppo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time today to speak to me about all this. I know you've gone through a lot of hardships these last few months. I just want you to know that you're an inspiration for me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's not the end of the world, you know, when something bad happens, if you survive it, there is a reason. Like overcoming all these hardships, there's something good's gonna happen to me sooner or later. I'm just sure about it. If you or me, you will like understand why. Why after like I got kidnapped when I was a child and I didn't die. My friends died and I didn't die. After all these war, I didn't die. Bombs, I didn't die. Snipers, I didn't die. Rockets, I didn't die. Earthquakes, I didn't die. Why? After all of this, I'm gonna find a way, but I don't know what it is.
Over 6 months after the strongest earthquakes, millions of people are still in urgent need of support, struggling to cover their most basic needs. Turkey and Syria are slowly rebuilding, but reconstruction efforts may take years.
They put like these rocks to stay away from it. And even this building, this in the middle, they said it's dangerous to be inside it. But our building, they put this red mark to say it's safe. Even though there are like cracks, but it's safe, that's what they said. I hope so.